The honorable judges, opposition team, and audience, today I stand in government side to deliver an argument for the motion. This house would let the government fully own and manage all public transportations. I firmly believe that placing the full ownership and management of public transportations under the government's wings is not only necessary but also crucial for the nation's progress. A status quo characterized by the fragmented system with a mix of state-owned and private entities has led to inequities and a failure adequately serve the needs of our growing population. Our proposal offers a clear path towards a more integrated, accessible, and sustainable transportation network for all Indonesians. Currently, Indonesia's public transportation landscape is a complex web of various operators. Companies like Damri operate buses, but their coverage and service quality vary significantly across region. Local administrations manage city-level transportation, often with limited resources and coordination. Numerous private companies, from large bus operators to small minibus services, fill the gaps but often prioritize profit over public service. This mixed system results in lack of integration, uneven service quality, safety concerns, particularly in privately operated sectors, pose risk to passengers, traffic congestion, and limited accessibility. Our proposal for full government ownerships and management offers several key advantages. The first is integrated planning and development. The government can create comprehensive transportation plan that connects all regions and modes of transport. This allows for strategic investment in infrastructure such as integrated ticketing systems, dedicated bus lanes, and modern train networks, optimized for efficiency and connectivity. Eliminates the current fragmentation, ensuring seamless travel for passengers. The second is equitable access and affordability. A government-owned system can prioritize social welfare over profit, ensuring that public transport is accessible and affordable for all citizens, regardless of their income or location. Routes can be designed to serve undeserved communities, promoting social inclusion and economic opportunity. Improve safety. The third is improve safety and reliability. The government can enforce strengthen safety standards, invest in modern, well-maintained vehicles, and provide comprehensive training for transport personnel. This will significantly reduce the risk of accidents and improve the overall reliability of public transport services. The fourth is long-term sustainability. The government can prioritize environmentally friendly transportation solutions such as electric buses and trains, reducing carbon emissions and promoting sustainable urban development. Long-term investment in sustainable infrastructure is more feasible under government control, as it is not subject to the short-term profit motives of private companies. This contributes to Indonesia's commitment to combating climate change and improving air quality. The opposition side may argue that government ownership leads to inefficiency and bureaucracy. However, I contend that strong oversight mechanisms, transparent budgeting, and performance-based management can ensure efficiency and accountability. Within a government-owned system, the government can attract and retain qualified professionals to manage the system effectively, embracing modern technology such as smart traffic management systems, and real-time information apps that can further enhance efficiency and improve the passenger experience. In conclusion, the motion this House would let the government fully own and manage all public transportation in Indonesia is a bold but necessary step. It is a step toward a future where transportation is not a privilege but a right. By consolidating ownership and management under the government, we can create a public transportation system that is efficient, and environmentally responsible, driving economic growth, social conclusion, and national unity. The honorable judges, government team, and audience, today I stand in from opposition to the motion this House would let the government fully own and manage all public transportation. While me acknowledge the challenges within the current system, I believe that the complete government control is not the optimal solution. My stance is that a balanced approach, leveraging the strength of both the public and private sectors, will better serve the diverse needs of Indonesia and foster a more dynamic and efficient transportation network. I believe the motion will lead to a system that is less efficient, less innovative, and ultimately less responsive to the needs of the Indonesian people. The government team claims that government ownership will solve the problems of the status quo. However, it will lead to increased inefficiency and bureaucracy. Government-run entities are often plagued by red tape, slow decision-making processes, and a lack of accountability. This will hold innovation, reduce quality, and increase operational costs. The complexities of managing nationwide transportation systems encompassing diverse modes and regions will overwhelm the government's capacity, leading to a decline in overall effectiveness. We only need to look at the current state-owned enterprise to understand that government control does not automatically translate to efficiency. Private companies, driven by competition and profit motives, are more likely to innovate and adapt to changing demands. They are quicker to adopt new technologies, optimize routes, and improve customer service. A fully government-owned system will hold in this innovation, leading to a stagnant and outdated transportation network. Furthermore, local private operators often possess a deeper understanding of specific community needs and can provide more tailored and responsive services than a centralized government bureaucracy. The government teams argues about long-term sustainability. However, the financial burden of fully owning and managing all public transportation across a vast and diverse archipelago like Indonesia would be immense. It would strain public resources, diverse funding from others, essential sectors, and expose the government to significant financial risks. Private sector's involvement, on the other hand, can lighten up this burden through private investment and risk-sharing partnerships. Moreover, the potential for mismanagement and corruption within a large, centralized government-owned system is a serious concern. The government argues for integrated planning, equitable access, and improved safety. We agree these are important, but they don't require a full government ownership. Strategic regulation, public partnership, private partnerships, and targeted subsidies can achieve these goals without the drawbacks of complete nationalization. For instance, the government can set safety standards and enforce them on both public and private sectors. They can also use tax incentives and subsidies to encourage private companies to serve undeserved areas and offer affordable fares. In conclusion, I firmly believe that the motion this House would let the government fully own and manage all public transportation in Indonesia is misguided. It will lead to inefficiency, holding innovation, create a massive financial burden, and ultimately fail to adequately serve at the diverse needs of the Indonesian people. The balanced approach, combining the strengths of the public and private sectors through strategic regulation and partnerships, is the most effective way to achieve a sustainable, efficient, and equitable transportation system for Indonesia. I urge you to oppose this motion and support a more pragmatic and effective solution. Thank you.